Hey NAI football fans, Corey Thorpe here with another edition of the NAIAFBALL Podcast, powered by AdCraft USA, your custom apparel, merch, and uniform experts. Our friends at AdCraft have been with us for many years now. They've run web stores for us multiple times. These guys are NAI fans and family who are experts in the apparel and merchandise world. AdCraft allows you to take the hassle out of ordering. Let their knowledgeable design and customer service staff handle everything from hosting the store online, shipping the product, and helping your customers so you can get back to the game. Find them online at adcraftusa.com. All right, NAI football fans, this is Corey Thorpe back with another edition of the NAIFBall Podcast, brought to you and powered by, as always, AdCraft Custom Apparel and Merch. But, you heard the ad read. Tonight, we have Coach Troy Purcell from Carroll. Carroll making their way back into the playoffs, where I think they would absolutely argue that they belong in the playoffs with the history that they've had. Coach, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. I appreciate the opportunity to talk.
Absolutely, it was a really nice season for Carroll. Just looking up and down the schedule, the only couple of regular season scuffles that you have are playing at Montana Tech and a game against an always tough college of Idaho. But you got your revenge against the Yotes to clinch that Frontier title. Talk to me about that kind of that burgeoning rivalry there.
Yeah, just been fortunate we were able to come away with some tiebreaker situations there. Our defense plays really well. Coach Morosky does a great job down there. They're very well coached. And it's always a battle. We played them up here, and it was a rainiest snow game or rain game. And I thought it'd be an advantage for us with our run game. And actually, they came out on top of being able to fall forward with a little bit bigger backs. And I think they only threw 3 passes or attempted 3 passes. And one was right out of halftime on about a 75-yard touchdown bomb by the Hibbs kid, when he chucked it out there. So, but yeah, no, the guys got their minds right, and they, knew what we had to do in that last part of the season. And we ended up winning out and winning it and having a chance to get to that national playoffs, which was a good testament to them, keep winning, keep winning the day and keep getting better and keep improving throughout the season.
I think we've kind of been a big proponent of the Frontier throughout our time here. We see the level of play up and down, and I think y'all really kind of gave a little bit of what have you done for me lately feather in your cap. You go out to Des Moines, and the result is not what you want against Grandview, but I'm fairly certain that you gave Grandview a little bit of a heart attack there.
Yeah, no, it was what a great team, what a great program. They're in it every year, it was fun to get down there. It's probably one of the, even being from Montana, that wind down there that day too. Oh boy, it was chilly. It was probably one of the top 5 coldest games in 33 years of coaching that I've ever been a part of, and it was chilly down there. But the guys came out and they played tough. Opportunity to keep improving, keep getting better. It's 7-3. We got the lead in the third quarter. We just can't make mistakes. We had a couple key mistakes, and they capitalized on it. And that's what good teams do. And hats off to Grandview and finding a way. And they had a nice run again this year.
So, one of the things that I both love and hate about the Frontier. I hate it for y'all. I love it for us. Is the schedule, and everyone always talks about the schedule. But I want to get your thoughts on some of the changes that we've got coming into the Frontier, whether it be Southern Oregon going in a different direction with their head coach, a team that's been a history-rich team winning a national championship, or whether it's adding Arizona Christian, or I hear tell there's a team up in Northern California that's about to start playing football, and it's pretty much right there in Southern Oregon's backyard. So maybe you might get those folks from over there.
Oh, it'd be nice. It'd be able to have 11 teams in this conference. Play 10 conference games. that'd be the ultimate, where you don't have to play people twice. The Frontier Conference is very, very competitive. We're beating each other up. That's why it's hard to go one loss or even, two losses in this conference, because you got to pay people twice. And it just kind of is what it is. So we revamped the schedule a little bit. And so we drew the number out of a hat there, a team out of a hat, and had one team that you played twice. So we ended up drawing Montana Tech as the first game of the year, and it'll be a non-conference game. And so, but it still matters. We got the rankings and everything else, and they should be in the top 25 there. I think they left there at the end of the season, and hopefully we should be up and ranked also. So 2 ranked teams right out of the gate, and then we're going to head to our St. Thomas University out of Florida is coming our way on December 9th. I just got off the phone with Coach over there, and he's it's exciting to bring a Florida team up, and and they're a good team. There's a team right there that should have been in the playoffs. They're 9-2, lost to Butler by 5, lost to Kaiser, the eventual runner up, and they're a really good team, and we can't get everybody in, but they're a solid team. So it's exciting to see those guys come to Montana.
That is going to be fun, and that this is a reminder that they did go up to St. Xavier last year and beat the pants off of the folks up there in Chicago. They're no stranger to cold, but I don't know if they've gotten cold like y'all got Carroll cold up there.
Yeah, September 9th, we should be okay. They're hitting a pretty good day, so hopefully we can work on our tan that day and it'll be nice and sunny out. So.
Now, I will say that one, you mentioned that Montana Tech game. That one that's definitely one of my circle games. Montana Tech has 9 returning all-Frontier Conference players. That's going to be a whale of a game out of the gate. One of the things I was thinking about when I was getting ready for this interview is playing complementary football. And your defense speaks for itself. Just a defense that's quick to the ball, likes to take the ball away, likes to get their hands up, likes to get make chaos. And then you've got a defense or an offense that's going to sit on the ball. You're gonna run the ball. You're gonna pummel the other team into oblivion. Talk to me about having offense and defense complementing each other for a winning team.
Yeah, no, definitely. You're 100% right. And especially as you get later into the season, that run game becomes more and more, opportunity to win. You can pound down, the guys down, and then the fields get a little, little slippier, and the weather gets a little worse. And, the guys that can, they're throwing the ball are high tempo teams. It's a little bit harder to make that happen. But we definitely complement each other very, very well. And, I think good programs find a way to make that happen. And I don't know if it was just by chance or philosophy on both sides of the ball or with this staff, but it ended up working out that way to where we have, like I said, we do things right, and we hang on to the ball, and we take the ball away, and we play good defense. And so a lot of successful programs, have that formula.
I will say it is awful hard to score in the game of football if you do not have the ball in your hands.
Yeah, exactly. You're 100% right.
Now, you talk about keeping the ball away and establishing a good running, a good run game, and I mean that shouldn't be a problem next year for you as you return 3 all-Frontier offensive linemen, including Andrew Carter, who adds a trophy to the trophy case, winning the Remington Award for the NAIA. Talk to me about starting your offense and leaning on your the best players on the team there, the big uglies up front.
Yeah, no, 100%. We lost, in that last game versus Grandview, the 2 deep or who played in that game, we ended up just losing one player in Tony Collins at the tight end position, and then everybody else is coming back. So we got all our receivers. We had a bunch of pup receivers out there that, some younger ones that, got better as the season progressed. So it'll be fun to watch them. You got, kind of a 3-headed monster, a running back. But then, like you said, that offensive line with Andrew Carter, Hunter Meekum, Connor Quick, Tim Sellers, Jaden Lamb, Sebastian Cook, that's kind of the core. And then we got some good young ones that, they haven't had a chance to get out there and play yet because we had a little bit of COVID and having some extra, years with those older guys. But and they're fighting at the biting at the bit to get out on that field. And so our offensive line depth, knock on wood, has been very good. And we this has been the healthiest group of guys or healthiest program that I've ever been a part of. Maybe it's how we practice and everything else, but keeping these guys healthy, keeping them hungry, and they're anytime you get all 5 offensive linemen back, that's a great day. And 6, you know what I mean, with one extra one there, with some hungry guys coming up. So very very excited about that.
I mean, we see what happens with injuries. I mean, injury luck is such a huge. You don't talk about it as much, but I mean, we all see. We all know that Morningside is a stellar team, and they had a really good squad this year. But you just have one too many injuries, and you can't get back to the national championship. And so you talk about the health, and it's so dadgum important.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And like I said, we take care of each other in practice. We probably only hit live, 8 plays on Tuesday and Wednesday. And so 16 altogether throughout the week. And then we have a focus technique and communication Thursday, which is a walkthrough. Craziest things I've ever done. But some professor somewhere, scientist said, hey, your body twitches better if you give it a rest 2 days before a competition, and then amp it up again on Friday. And then we do that same script on Friday as fast as we can, just versus pads. And then we go out and play. And it's, it makes you nervous. Do we know how to tackle? Are we going to be good at tackling? Mainly on the defensive side, because you don't live tackle. And, knock on wood again, but we've been really, really successful on the defense and not a lot of missed tackles. And again, it's kept us healthy. It's been pretty good.
So if you don't tackle much during the season, is that a focus of your fall camp and your spring camp then to kind of level that out a little bit, or?
Yeah, and I came to the realization, let's not win the game on Wednesday. Let's win the game on Saturday. You know what I mean? So let's get them to Saturday. Let them play fast on Saturday. Let them, and then they're healthy, and then you're playing at your best at that time. So so we do the sack tackling circuits. We do everything leading up to it on the different ways that they're going to see or the kind of tackles they're going to make during the game. But yeah, not a lot of live stuff. We have a couple scrimmages, but even then, let's get them to Saturday. Let's get them to where it's going to matter. Let's get them fast and healthy. Let's not win the game on Wednesday. Let's win the game on Saturday.
Well, your defense certainly has not suffered for it. I can't find the stat quick enough, but I know good and well that just from the eye test, your defense was just, like I said earlier, swarming to the ball, making the tackle, getting their hands up, making the play, causing chaos. You've got a little bit of a 3-headed monster, one at every level of your defense. That was an an all-Frontier member that's leaving you this year in Garrett Kokab, Rex Irby, and Zach Speroff. Although I kind of suspect Rex Irby might have played a little bit more of a secondary role with some of those stats that I see there. But talk to me about kind of next man up on defense.
Yeah, no, those 3 guys were, outstanding. Zach Speroff, just first of all, he was the first commit here to Carroll when I got here. Helena High Bengal, started as a true freshman, so pretty exciting things. And then, Garrett Kokab, MVP. I mean, how many nose guards become the MVP of the conference on defense? And I just showed the respect that he had throughout, the conference and the Frontier here. And he's a 2-sport athlete. He should probably be an All-American also in track. Throwing the shot and disc, and he's just an unbelievable athlete. And then, Rex's leadership, was one of the greatest things that he had. And we played him all over. We look and see where sometimes he played corner, sometimes he played stud, sometimes he played inside, sometimes he played safety over the top, so we had that guy all over the place. And his leadership will probably be missed more than anything else. But yeah, no, those guys coming up, it's hard to miss those guys. You got Sassano on there also, Mike Mafu. Those were some other guys that were in the 2 deep there that got a lot of time. But that D line was pretty good, and I think they're going to be really good again with Jacob Walk and Forrest Suaro and Garrett Warden and Denavion Ali, and then and Hunter Peck. He's a number 19. He's an outstanding player. A lot of linebackers are back or got a lot of reps there also. And then the corner position, the same type. We're a little bit light there, so we did a good job recruiting, bringing guys in, and we're actually, still looking for maybe that little bit more mature corner. But corners and defensive line are pretty hard to find. Those are the two areas that, man, you got to find a special guy there. But no, the overall defense was outstanding last year. Coach Bandolo, Coach Cooper, and Coach Brown over there. It was actually Coach Greff last year with Coach Brown. Done an outstanding job of, misdirection on who's coming and where the pressure's coming, and putting our guys in situations to be successful and let them play. So we've got to continue that trend. The guys are believing, and the defense, I don't see them missing a beat. Even though we're going to be missing, some very, very key players. The next guy up mentality has got to make that happen.
So, Coach, I'm gonna give you a magic wand real quick. I'm gonna let you rewrite the Frontier Conference rules on qualifying for the playoffs, because let's be honest, football coaches are really good at coaching football. Doing math during a game, unless you're doing 1, 2, or 3, I don't know. That's really a football coach's strong suit. And with what's the metric on the three-way tie? Points allowed on that?
Defensive points allowed. Yeah, defensive points allowed.
I had a coach last year tell me I had to take a timeout on PAT because I didn't realize I actually needed another point here, or no, they had to go for it, on fourth down instead of kicking a field goal, and I'm like going, oh, I don't know if I like that tiebreaker method. How are you rewriting the tiebreaker rules for the Frontier?
Heck no, I love them because it's been in our favor every single time, with our defense and how they're playing. And the COVID year in 21, we won this tiebreaker also. Got a chance to go play Morningside in the first round. They put it to us pretty good. We were a bunch of pups and beat up at that time, and they were fresh. And they're a great squad. And then, this last year also, defensive points. And so it ends up working out well for us. So, and we got a great defense. So I love it if it's a three-way tie.
I figure that might be the case. It always seems to be a three-way tie when you play each other twice and beat up on each other. It always is going to come down to that three-way tie.
Well, hopefully this year not. And hopefully playing only these one games with one counting for a conference and the other one we'll play Tech then at the end of the year at our place. As a conference game. And so, but there could be 3 teams that 5-2 or who knows, you know what I mean? Whatever it could be. So, and anytime we're going into the game, we know what we need to do. If we need to score this much, we need to hold them this much or whatever, with the tiebreaker system, it's pretty evident and pretty transparent of what needs to happen to have what team advance and what team to win the conference. And so, So again, it's hard. Unless the team is just rolling outright, then it's really easy. If they're undefeated in the conference or 1 win, and then it goes head to head. Maybe there's another team with 1 win, but you beat them head to head, then it's pretty clear. But man, that 3-way tie, and I think it was smart of the Frontier to jump into this. Only playing teams once, and again, it'd be exciting. With these other teams that might be coming in here in the future. And again, you get to 11 teams, 10 games. And that'd be the ideal situation where we're playing everybody just once.
Yeah, I think that's going to. Let me figure out how I want to say this. I think that's going to allow the Frontier teams that make the playoffs to go further and have more advantageous matchups, because the record generally does not work in your favor at this point. I think you'll see the Frontier get a lot more respect with not having to double up.
Yeah, exactly. Or those double up games, win them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It all comes down to winning them. When Coach Van Diest was here and when they made those runs of, 4 national championships, they were hosting a lot of games out here, and I'd love to be able to host we just got to keep working and keep getting better. But it'd be nice to be able to bring some of these teams up to Montana, instead of having to go. Because if you're hosting the first two games, gosh, I don't know what the record is, win-loss record with those teams, but I think it's pretty high. And they were ranked high, so you know what I mean? So it's a combination of being highly ranked and then being and then having a home field advantage, for the first couple games or whatever. So hats off to them. So it always comes back down to one thing: win. You just got to win. You got to be successful, and you got to win early. You got to win in the middle, and you got to win late. To have that opportunity.
Absolutely. And you talk about that, and then you look at a team like Kaiser, who just came up from the 12. But you know what? They just won.
Yeah.
So
great team.
So, Coach, we know, it's just a fact of life. If you're not getting better with what you're doing, life's a little bit of a treadmill. You're falling behind. Whether it's in your relationships, or in your Christian walk or whatever, what have you. Life's always pulling you backwards. So what area of your program, on or off the field, are you really looking to focus on and improve in 2023?
Yeah, I think start fast. That'll be on the back of the shirts this year. A lot of our philosophy around here is one rep, win the day mentality. We set individual measurable goals for each kid. They'll set them in position meetings, and then just try to go out and accomplish that one little goal. And then after 100 practices, well, you look, you set a goal to accomplish 100 different things to become a better football player. And I think the guys have really bought into that, and winning the day, winning the rep. And this play is the most important play. And if they score a touchdown, great. Hey, defense, let's go. Or offense, hey, we got to respond. So rise up to the challenge and be at your best when your best is needed. Start fast. Our first half of the season hasn't been as successful as I'd like it. It's like 9-8, or in the 3 seasons of COVID, without COVID in it. So 3 regular seasons, and then the second part of the season has been like 12-3. So starting fast, starting earlier, if we can win some games early, and that's the big emphasis this year. We're pretty good in the end of the season. We're really good at home. We just got to start fast and make it happen early.
That is a true statement. No matter where you are, if you start fast, you're generally gonna do it. It's not always about the yards. It's about the points. But Coach, thanks for coming on tonight. Always love chatting with you. And man, I know we're recording this today before Valentine's Day. Just
thanks for the reminder.
My wife's playing in a concert tomorrow night. I get off easy. But man, for those who only follow football, one, you're missing out. To have the day after the Super Bowl be the last day without football until the fall. Don't do that. Don't do that. There's plenty of flag out there. My flag season starts in 2 days. I'm jacked. I'm ready to go. So Super Bowl did a great job of showing the women in flag. So if your school has a flag team, go out and support your ladies. They do a great job out there. But I'm so looking forward to fall and watching the Frontier teams and get a little bit of thudding and seeing who we crown a champion.
Yeah, no, exactly. It should be fun. Like I said, very, very competitive conference. I'm just happy to be a part of it and happy to be back here at Carroll College, and it worked out. It's been working out pretty well. So we just got to keep on the rise, keep moving forward, and start fast next year.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the NAIAFBALL Podcast presented by AdCraft USA. Be sure to contact them for all your custom apparel, merch, and uniform needs. If you enjoy the show, subscribe to the podcast as well as to our YouTube channel. Leave us a review if you're listening on Apple Podcasts. As always, if you'd like to support what we do, head over to patreon.com/NAIAFBALL and become a patron. We can't do what we do without our sponsors and listeners like you.